Mashiach, look what happened to Chabad. Look what happened to Chabad since the Lubavitcher Rebbe has left this world. It's deteriorated to the point where much of it has turned into almost a different religion. With all due respect to the history of Chabad, and all due respect to the good that Chabad still does in this world, if you look at the amount of Talmidei Chachamim that actually give this world a reason to exist, and you count how many of them come from Chabad today, it's almost non-existent. If you see how much wisdom is delivered to the masses by rabbis, by Talmidei Chachamim, and you count among them how many are Chabadniks, it's almost non-existent. If you see how much heresy comes to the world, heresy, things that are against the Torah, God needs you, or that nobody goes to Gehenom, everybody goes to heaven, all types of nonsense that comes to the world, and you see Chabad is the dominant force there. They're producing more heresy, more garbage in the world than simply anybody, even more than Reform, because nobody counts the Reform as Jews anymore. So it's sad that happened in the last 30 years. It's sad. Why? Because the history of Chabad is monumental. It's beautiful. It's amazing. If you read some of the stories, you read some of the books, you read the Tanya, you read all of the Shulchan Aruch Harav, you read anything that they wrote, that Tzaddikim really wrote and actually said in history, it's unbelievable. If you compare that to today's so-called movement, it's two different religions. Why? The priority shifted from God to a person. Hence the reason why you see, unfortunately, there is a little bit of, not a little bit, more than a little bit of work being done between a different religion that believes in a guy. And they're working together. There's a movie, a cartoon movie, I just found out today, that was made about Avraham Avinu's life. And apparently was a joint forces project between Chabad and the church. Chabad and the church made a religious movie. Find me one posek that says it's allowed to do such a thing. One posek that says it's allowed to do such a thing. So again, if the Lubavitcher Rebbe was still alive, he would never allow such a thing to happen. If the Baal Tanya was still alive, it would never allow such a thing to happen. No, so that's the thing. So it's important for us to understand. We have to always remember the number one focus of our life is to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Not to look for salvation for ourselves, not to look for joy for ourselves, not to look for any type of pleasure. You have pleasure, you have good, you have parnasah, you have to pray for it, but that's not the purpose of your life. Your purpose of your life is not Mashiach. Your purpose of your life is not to have the biggest house. The purpose of your life is to serve Hashem to the max. That's the purpose of your life. The moment we transfer that purpose from serving Hashem to serving a person, whether that person is a rabbi or a person is yourself, you have turned away from God. You've turned away from Judaism. And that's in essence where a lot of things go wrong. And this is part of the reason why the Gaon Mivilna was very much against Chassidut altogether, because that's what he foresaw. He foresaw that Chassidut is shifting the focus from God to the rabbis. Which he is right, to a certain extent. Not about all Chassidut. Surely there's a lot of good Chassidim, good Tzaddikim that are around the world. But if you look, if all we had in the world is, let's say, the Chabad and Breslov movements that are what we hear about the most, then the Gaon Mivilna was 100% right. The world would be better off without them. Jews would be better off without them. On the other hand, if you're talking about 50 years ago, then no, it's perfectly fine to have them. It's good to have them. It's great to have them. It's wonderful to have them. Why? Because there was still the same common belief. And that's the thing. That's one of the things when you don't have a leader that rabbi that's going to lead you back to where you need to be. Right now, there's in essence no leader in Chabad. Everybody's their own, everybody's a cowboy. Everybody does whatever they want to do. Nobody calls the shots. Everybody has their own shul, their own bankroll, their own $30 million building, their own donors. Sometimes the donors are Christians and idol worshippers. Sometimes they're politicians. Sometimes they're against the Torah, whatever. There's no boundaries. As long as it's money and it's green, it's the check is cashed. Fine. The reality is, Rabotai, is that without leadership, Judaism simply cannot exist. That's what Rabbi Akiva says. Rabbi Akiva says the rabbis are like the wings on a dove. Judaism is the dove, but the rabbis, the sages, are the wings. Without the wings, the bird dies. And that's in essence what's happened. What's happened in the world today is that even the Gdolei Adol, the righteous sages that we have still, many people don't listen to them. Many people don't listen to them. You know, people say, oh yeah, it's too bad that Rav Kanievsky passed away. Did you listen to Rav Kanievsky? Did you read any of his books? Or you just saw his picture on, you know, on some screen once in a while and makes you feel good? That's the thing. It's like, it's for us to truly know which direction to go in, we have to know what Torah says. And Torah says, don't make the primary focus a person, don't make it the Mashiach, and don't even make it yourself. Make it serving Hashem. The more you focus on serving Hashem, the more happy you will be. The more happy your daughter will be. The more happy your wife will be. The more happy everything, the more happy Hashem is going to be. Why? Because serving Hashem is for your own best interest. It's just that it doesn't come to us naturally.